Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Big Beefcake, and I'd like to welcome you back to yet another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for making last week's episode the most watched episode in the entire run / history of Saturday Night Horror. So thank you, I appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was awesome, man. That was last week. This week, we're going to be watching a movie I haven't seen yet. This is going to be the first time I've watched it. Just came out, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. I can't remember, man. I'm getting old. But we're going to be watching Victor Crowley. Now, Victor Crowley is the main villain / creature in the Hatchet franchise. They had 3 Hatchet movies, Hatchet 1, Hatchet 2, and Hatchet 3. Victor Crowley was the main big bad, if you will. He's also played by Kane Hodder, who horror fans know as Jason Voorhees. Victor Crowley, this movie, I guess you could consider this Hatchet 4. But Victor Crowley's cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching this. Tonight we're also going to be making what I call fall apart burgers. Because every time I try to make hamburgers, the patties fall apart. So I've just decided to go ahead and call them fall apart burgers. I mean, what the hell? So tonight we've got Victor Crowley, we got Fall Apart Burgers, and hold on one second. Homemade limeade is awesome. So also at the end of this episode, got a few shout outs, if you will, including where you can get this awesome mug, the new 80s Revolution mug. Really cool channel up here. I'll leave the link in the description down there. I'll tell you where to get that. But yeah, this week is Victor Crowley, Fall Apart Burgers. It's going to be a fun week, guys. So let's go ahead and get to the kitchen and get something to eat, man. Let's get these burgers started.
Stop talking and cook already. I'm hungry.
Really? You again? That's 2 weeks in a row, man. He's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Anyway, let's go to the kitchen and let's make some fall apart burgers. Alright everyone, here we have our ingredients for our fall apart burgers. Of course we have the buns and the hamburger meat. I like these ballpark golden buns. Ballpark buns are awesome, man. Of course our hamburger meat. We have oregano leaves, some black pepper, already ground up, cilantro leaves, then we have some barbecue sauce, soy sauce. I chopped up a little bit of green pepper, right there. Not a whole lot. A little bit of onion and a little bit of garlic. About two little cloves of garlic. Well, that's all we need for our fall apart burgers right there, guys. And we're gonna mix it up in this bowl here. I've already got our pan cooking or heating up, excuse me. All right, got our hamburger in the bowl here, and we're just gonna add everything in, man. We're gonna mix this all together. First, we're gonna do our green peppers, onions, and garlic. All right, we've got the peppers, onions, and garlic in there. Look at that, man. And now we're just going to add some oregano leaves. Like so. That ought to be enough. Oh yeah. Now we're going to add our black pepper here. I like to get these big containers of spices. They last a whole lot longer. Just a little bit more black pepper. Not too much. It's looking good so far. Looking good. Yeah, now we're going to add some cilantro leaves to it. Alright. Now we're going to put in some soy sauce. I know all these ingredients may seem weird, but trust me, man, the flavor is out of this world once they're done. Well, that'll be good for soy sauce. And of course, barbecue sauce. Now, usually I'll add some sharp cheddar, some grated sharp cheddar cheese to this. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to leave the cheese out. Well, that's it, guys. We're just going to mix this up and get our patties together so we can cook them. These are going to be awesome, man. Alright, we've got everything mixed up. It's not, I mean, it doesn't look like much, man. It's kind of ugly. She's kind of ugly. But the taste, I'm telling you, man, the taste and flavor is out of this world. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to start cooking these things. Alright, we got our first two patties up here. I usually make 4. You know, they start off whole, but trust me, they're going to fall apart into pieces and chunks by the time it's all said and done. So we're just going to leave these. I have had the pan warming up the entire time. So we're just going to cook these. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's going to be good, man. Like I said, they don't look like much now, but once they're done, that flavor, So we're just gonna keep letting these cook. And there's Kitty. There's my kitty cat. There's my good girl. Look at you, trying to hide. Silly cat. Alright, we're gonna keep letting these things cook. Alright, so I flipped them over. Surprisingly, they stayed together. They won't for long. We're going to let them cook a little bit on this side, and we're just going to keep flipping them over. She's still not fully cooked in the middle there, so like I said, we're just going to keep flipping them over, get them cooked all the way through. I like my burgers well done, man. I don't want anything pink on them. Oh, yeah. I don't like anything pink on my burgers, man. That just tells me it's not cooked. It's raw. Alright, guys, there we have it. They did fall apart tremendously. That's to be expected. Now, like I said, man, they don't look like much at all. But these things taste awesome. Had to put some cheese up there, and of course lettuce. Got to have lettuce. But, I was gonna film me taking them out of the pan, but man, they were just falling apart so bad. Yeah, it was bad. There's Kitty Cat. She's hungry too. Well, we got our food, so let's get our drink. And I'm sure you already know what it is. Look at Kitty. She's going for it too. She knows what it is. of that beautiful bottle. Yes, sir.
Never there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola, yeah. Coca-Cola, always Coca-Cola.
Alright, we got our burgers, got our Coke. As you can see, I had some extra patties on the side there, so we'll save those for later. But yeah, man, we got our food and drink. Let's go watch some horror movies. Alright, here we are. Title screen for Victor Crowley. Crowley, I call him Crowley. We'll just say Victor Crowley. So all we need to do is turn off the last light in the house and we'll be ready to go just like that. Now, I've been looking forward to this movie, man. I haven't watched it yet, so definitely looking forward to it. Victor Crowley is awesome, man. I need to get the rest of the Hatchet movies too. I've got Hatchet 1, I don't have 2 and 3, so I have to get those. I guess you would consider this Hatchet 4. Yeah, I'm just looking at all the scenes right now. I've been waiting for this all week, man. Definitely been waiting for this episode of Saturday Night Horror. I've been waiting to watch Victor Crowley all week. And here it is. We are here. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and watch this movie. When it's over, I'll tell you what I thought. And I'll see you later, guys. Alright, everyone. So I finished watching Victor Crowley. And, holy shit. These are some of the most brutal and vicious kills I've seen in a while, but no, Victor Crowley is known for that. Even in the Hatchet movies. I'm sorry I keep leaning forward. I'm trying to talk right into the mic, so yeah, desk is a little short. But man, Victor Crowley, this is just brutal, man. The kills were just brutal, vicious. I loved it. There's only two things I really didn't care for in this movie. The first one, the humor. Some of it was funny. Most of it just came off as real juvenile, and you're like, ugh, why bother? Kind of that eye rolling humor where you wish they wouldn't have put it in the script. But hey, man, it's not a whole lot. I can deal with it. It's no problem. Second thing, it just ended abruptly, man. I mean, this movie just ended out of nowhere. I'm looking. I'm like, what? That's it? But other than those two, man, the movie was awesome. Victor Crowley was awesome. Kane Hodder is as menacing as he's always been. That's a big dude, man. That is a big guy. Special effects were awesome. The gore was turned way up. Basically, if you watched Hatchet 1 through 3, you'll know a little backstory on Victor Crowley. Little Victor was a disfigured child. So one day, a bunch of the kids, he has a house he lives in the swamp in a house with his dad, I believe. And anyway, one night, local kids decided to go set some firecrackers off in front of the Crowley house. You know, just to scare Victor a little bit, get him to come outside so they can make fun of him. Well, unfortunately, the firecrackers end up setting the house on fire, and little Victor is trapped inside. Now, his dad was off somewhere. He comes home, sees the house burning, and he's trying to get in the front door to let Victor out. But what he doesn't know is little Victor is in the back door trying to get out. So, they both die in the fire. And legend has it that Victor Crowley still roams the swamps, killing people. And as you know in these movies, if there's a rumor, if there's a legend, it's true. And Hatchet 1 through 3, you find out Victor Crowley is indeed live and well, disfigured as all. Excuse me. And in this movie, Victor Crowley, one of the survivors from the previous Hatchet films, he's been trying to make money off of it, writing a book about how he's the lone survivor of one of the encounters, and they decided to pay him, God, what was it? Tens of thousands of dollars to go back to the swamp. So, of course, his dumb ass decides to go. Now, the plane they're flying in crashes in the swamp. Of course, Victor Crowley stumbles upon it, and then the fun ensues. So, and like I said, man, the kills on this are just brutal, man. They're a hell of a lot of fun, too. I enjoy the hell out of this movie, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, the only thing I didn't really care for was the juvenile humor, and the fact that it just ended abruptly. I mean, it's just fast paced, and then the ending is just boom, out of nowhere. But if you do watch this, make sure to watch through the credits, because about halfway through the end credits, there's a cameo, a really cool cameo that sets up another movie in the franchise if they wish to do so. And I was excited for it, man. It's pretty badass. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm not gonna tell you who was in the cameo, but just check it out for yourself. You might be better served to watch the previous 3 Hatchet movies first. That way you'll know the significance of the cameo. But yeah, man, if you like brutal, gory horror films, if you like Kane Hodder, hell, Victor Crowley is definitely the movie for you. Highly recommend it. I'll definitely be watching it again, man. I'm thinking about doing Hatchet 1 through 3 next month for Saturday Night Horror. We'll see. But Victor Crowley gets a thumbs up from Big Beefcake. Highly recommended. Suggest you guys check it out. Now, that is this episode. As you seen at the beginning of the episode, I said I had a couple things to throw out there at the end. First of all, alright, like I said, just a couple things to throw out there. First of all, a friend of mine has just started a YouTube channel. So, put a link to his channel in the description below. Big Joe 1129. How you doing, buddy? He just now started a YouTube channel. He's got some videos up there. Marvel Contest of Champions. He's actually pretty good, man. He kicked somebody's ass with Venom, so I was definitely impressed. So definitely check out Big Joe 1129. And I also said I'd tell you where to find this New 80s Revolution travel mug, along with some other things. New 80s Revolution is another awesome channel up here. I'm following them for a little over a year now, man. Started off with one man, now it's a 2-man show. Everything, if you love the 80s, they cover everything 80s. They have their own little set going on, what I call the 80s Revolution couch. My goal, my dream is to one day be sitting on the 80s Revolution couch. I don't even have to talk, man. I just want to sit there. So, definitely an awesome channel. They talk about horror, TV shows, movies, 80s food, everything 80s. Definitely check them out. I'll leave the link to their channel as well as the merchandise link in there. So those guys are definitely worth a check out. So New 80s Revolution, Big Joe 1129, check those guys out, man. Alright. That's going to do it for this week. Next week will be our last episode of Saturday Night Horror for the month of February. And we're doing another unsung gem, in my opinion. Slaughter High. Another awesome 80s horror movie. Soundtrack is awesome. At some points it does sound like you're watching the soundtrack. You keep expecting Jason Voorhees to pop out because it's done by Harry Manfredini. Soundtrack is similar to Friday the 13th, but it's still awesome nonetheless. Also be making taco casserole next week. I had a craving for it for a while, so next week is Slaughter High tater tot taco casserole. I hope you join me for it, guys, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode. We're going to end it with just a few screenshots from Victor Crowley. Just a few, not a whole lot. So, until next time, guys, have a good weekend, have a good week. Long live horror films, baby.